and welcome back to my video on how to apply foundation. So in this video we're going to look at how to apply Daniel Sandlers Catwalk Compact Foundation. Now the Catwalk Compact Foundation is a cream to powder foundation. It's a buildable foundation, so it can be used from anything from a nice sheer coverage to quite a heavy coverage for those skins that need a little bit more. With Daniel Sandler Catwalk Compact Foundation, I recommend you use a foundation brush. Daniel's foundation brushes come in very, very handy handbag size. Use it with a little bit of damp water, as I said, if you're looking for a reasonable coverage. Or in this case, what I'm going to do is I'm going to apply it using a tiny little bit of moisturiser. This just gives it a bit of a sheer finish. It gives a really nice smooth finish on the skin, and for this particular look, that's exactly what I'm looking for. So I'm going to take a little bit of the foundation, mix it with a tiny little bit of moisturiser. The way you apply foundation is up to yourself. I always start at the forehead. I always start in the middle of the forehead and work my way out. And when I'm using this, I like to use kind of a whisking motion with the brush so that we get it into right up to the hairline and right into all of the skin surfaces. Again, moving down the face, I'm working from the centre out. I always make sure and cover the eyelids. I think it gives a nice base for your eyeshadow to go on. As I said, the Catwalk Compact is buildable, so I can use a little bit more on the areas that I feel need a little bit more coverage, and I can use a little bit less just on areas that I feel don't require quite so much. Building the moisturiser into it as well means that it lasts a little bit longer, and for drier skins it means that it's also nourishing the skin quite a bit, a little bit of additional moisturisation from the foundation itself. Okay, so there we go. So that's the initial application of the foundation. Once the foundation is on, what I like to do is to take a little bit of the foundation, then place it just underneath the lids where we have a little bit of high colour, and then just to smooth out the foundation, I just like to pat all the way over to ensure that any unevenness is evened out and that you have a really, really nice coverage of areas of the skin. Okay, so that's the application of the Catwalk Foundation. I'm now going to go on and apply a little bit of concealer, both to around the nose area and underneath the eyelids. Okay, so I'm going to use Daniel Sandlers Hide It, which is a beautiful under eye concealer. It's really, really creamy and smooth. It also has light reflecting pigments in it, which means that as light bounces off the skin, it reflects the light back and reduces discoloration underneath the eyes. So I always prefer to put my concealer on after my foundation, because then I can actually see how much we actually need to put onto the skin. I prefer to apply with my finger, but you can also apply it with a Blemish brush, which again is available from the Daniel Sandler range, which can give you just a bit more of a precise application. I always like to apply a bit along the lid line as well. You do tend to get a little bit of high colour there, and it just helps to reduce it. So when you put your eyeshadow on, you're getting a really, really nice smooth finish on your eyeshadow. I'm going to apply a little bit of the Daniel Sandler's Perfect Canvas as a concealer just around the nose area, and I'm using the same shade in Perfect Canvas as I used for the foundation. You may want a little bit of high colour around the lips. Just reduce that down using your foundation. So what we should have now is a nice smooth finish all over the skin, which gives us a nice canvas to work on as we go on to create our catwalk look. Once you've got all your foundation on, leave it for a couple of minutes, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to powder it down. Powdering your foundation is really, really important. Powdering the foundation fixes the foundation onto the skin. It means it will last a lot longer, it becomes a lot more durable, and it means that anything that you put on top of it will sit much better. Rather than soaking into the skin, it will sit nicely on the skin and again will last a little bit longer. To set the foundation, I'm using Daniel Sandlers Invisible Blotting Powder. It's one of my favourites. It's one of the most versatile powders that there are around. It does look white in the actual tin, but once it goes onto the foundation, it soaks in and into the pigments that are already in the foundation, and it means that it gives a really nice matte finish to your look. You can use a loose powder. Daniel does a complete range of loose powders that are again matched to the individual foundation colours if you wish, if you prefer. I use the Invisible Blotting Powder. It goes everywhere when you're on set, when you're doing bits and pieces. It means that it's nice and handy. You can fit into your pocket or into your pouch, and it's really easy to use. You don't have to worry about matching different foundation colours to different models. So again, using the powder and contour brush, I'm going to start at the forehead. I'm going to lightly dust foundation all over the area that I've put my foundation. I'm going to particularly concentrate on the under eye area to prevent creasing of the foundation. And what we want here is a nice, smooth finishing on our foundation, ready for the application of all of our other makeup products. Okay, so we end up with a nice smooth finish on our foundation and a nice canvas for us to work on for the rest of our look.